I have been waiting for Vegeta to hit Super Saiyan 3 since I was a kid. Now, this is something that's taken decades to happen, and finally in Dragon Ball Daima, we get to see it. Even though Vegeta is in kid form, he's still insanely powerful, and I personally think he's more powerful than Goku, who turned Super Saiyan 3 in Z. Now, we have to remember that Daima takes place after Z, but before Battle of the Gods, and before Resurrection F, and before Super. So this is like the first thing right after Z that we have, which is cool because we don't have to worry about gods or angels or, you know, Super Saiyan God form or blue form or anything like that. This is just purely after Z. It's like the closest thing we have. So let's get into some theorization and analyzing who would win in a fight, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and also analyzing their differences and their abilities in both forms. So let's get to it. Given that Daima does take place after the Majin Buu saga, but before Dragon Ball Super, neither Goku nor Vegeta have unlocked any other forms. So Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, all out the window. This means that their power caps out at Super Saiyan 3. This is their maximum, and whatever potential their base forms allow. However, Vegeta achieving Super Saiyan 3 at a later stage in his development means he likely entered this form with a stronger base power level and energy control compared to when Goku first achieved it against Majin Buu. First, let's analyze Goku's, and he first revealed this when he was fighting the chubby Majin Buu, the first version of Majin Buu, and this was a massive moment for Z fans and just for Earth in Dragon Ball. The form was entirely different. It wasn't just, you know, longer, spikier hair with electricity. He full-on lost his eyebrows. He had much more sharp features. His stamina and his overall speed was just unbelievably increased. This is a power that even Supreme Kai was shocked to see. However, despite the raw power of SSJ3 Goku, he himself was very quick to admit that the transformation was incredibly inefficient in the living world. The energy drain was so severe that he could only maintain the form for short bursts before his stamina ran dry, so it had a lot of cost when using this form. Even with the immense strength, he could not finish Majin Buu before his energy reserves depleted. Fast forward to, of course, Super, and we see that Super Saiyan 3 has become somewhat outdated. Now, by this point, Goku's base power is far beyond what it was in the Buu saga, but SSJ3's drawbacks, high energy consumption, and unsustainable strain still hold it back. So I'm curious to see if we're going to actually dive into some more of the nitty-gritties of this form. He rarely used it in Super, except for, you know, of course, in the tournament. And I think that's just because he didn't want to go all out. So he only pushed himself to his third form for the female version of Goku in the other universe. So this tells us that Super Saiyan 3 was hindered if the fight were to take a long time. If it were a short fight and he could defeat his opponent quickly, then Super Saiyan 3 was probably the best. Now, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is much more refined and precise, I think. His road to Super Saiyan 3 in Daima feels different. Now, for years, Vegeta outright skipped the transformation, focusing instead on mastering Super Saiyan 2 and owning his skills to push his limits in other ways. But now with Daima giving us a Vegeta who's finally ascended and accessed SSJ3 in this limited child form, we have to consider the context. By the time Vegeta achieves this form, his base power is undeniably stronger than Goku's was during the Buu saga. Either of theirs. Vegeta has always been incredibly disciplined in his training, and his energy control has historically been better than Goku's. Even during their Super Saiyan 2 fight in the Buu saga, Vegeta's strength was nearly equal to Goku's Super Saiyan J3 form, despite Vegeta being at a lower transformation level. Now, Goku didn't fully transform into 3, but he had that limit, and I'm pretty sure if he needed to, he would have pushed himself to reach that, but he knew that he could not stay in the fight long enough, and it would just drain him. This means that when Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, the multiplier scales off of his already impressive base power level. So because he started higher, his Super Saiyan 3 will be higher. Unlike Goku, who relied heavily on raw power and aggressive tactics when using Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta approaches combat with far more precision and efficiency and calmness. This could potentially make his version of the transformation more sustainable and allow him to better control the form's notorious energy drain. It was almost like he achieved Ultra Instinct or something, the way he was fighting. So let's break this down into key areas. When Goku first transformed into 3, his power was overwhelming, but it came with the price of rapid energy loss. Vegeta, on the other hand, assesses Super Saiyan 3 at a point in his life where his base power is much higher than Goku's, at least during the Buu saga, in comparison. Because Super Saiyan 3 multiplies the user's base exponentially, Vegeta's version of the transformation might be inherently stronger. Goku has always struggled with Super Saiyan 3's energy consumption, particularly in the mortal world. Vegeta, however, has historically been far more strategic with his energy usage. His ability to sustain high energy transformations for longer periods could give him a significant advantage in a prolonged battle. Now, the combat style between the two, Goku's fighting style emphasizes adaptability and creativity in the heat of battle. He thrives in chaotic, fast-paced fights and can exploit weaknesses on the fly. Vegeta, on the other hand, is a calculated and a methodical fighter. He observes, analyzes, and he attacks with ruthless efficiency. Unless you get him angry, and then he's just, kind of insane. Like a bull in a china shop. In a one-on-one fight, Goku's adaptability could give him an early edge, but Vegeta's tactical approach and energy control could allow him to outlast Goku with this new form. If these two were to actually face off in their Super Saiyan 3 forms during Dragon Ball Daima's time, the fight would unlikely fold in several phases, I think. At first, Goku would dominate with his explosive fighting style, pressing Vegeta with a flurry of attacks and overwhelming physical strength. However, as the fight dragged on, the weaknesses of Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form, rapid stamina loss, poor energy efficiency, would start to show. Vegeta, with his superior energy control and refined tactics, would capitalize on these weaknesses. While Goku might land more significant hits early on, Vegeta would likely outlast him in a drawn-out fight and deliver a decisive blow when Goku's stamina gives out. So, if Goku wins, it's got to be a really short fight. If Vegeta wants to win, he's probably going to drag it out and make Goku just tire himself out, really, which kind of is very Vegeta. He just keeps getting back up. Remember, the Kid Buu moment. Now, if we look purely at power scaling, energy management, and combat precision, then the answer is clear. Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima is stronger and more efficient than Goku's Super Saiyan 3 from the Buu saga, of course, and it's not really even fair to compare because he's just so much more established at this point. However, power in Dragon Ball isn't just about numbers. It's about tactics, willpower, personality, and who seizes the critical moments in the battle. While Goku's raw fighting instincts give him a chance in any scenario, Vegeta's refined power and energy efficiency make him more reliable as a warrior in Super Saiyan J3. So my final thoughts on this would be that Goku would win in a very short fight. They have to be super aggressive and just kind of hit Vegeta with everything he has, because if it takes a little bit too long, then Vegeta's going to start to get the edge, because I think he's just a more experienced fighter, and I think his Super Saiyan 3 version was just much more, dare I say, Ultra Instinct. Like, he was just so much more calm, but maybe against Goku he wouldn't be. Maybe it's something that we're going to be able to see at the end of Daima. So it seems like right now, maybe Vegeta finally has the edge over Goku in Super Saiyan 3. But as we know, and once it gets to Super, things start to change, of course, again. And then in the manga, with Goku achieving mastered Ultra Instinct, and then Vegeta just starting to learn Ultra Ego, things get very interesting. So who do you think would win in a massive fight? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta or Super Saiyan 3 Goku? And they both have to be the same size, so either kid or adult. It makes me wonder, what was it about Vegeta being a kid that allowed him to reach Super Saiyan 3? I'm guessing the fact that he was just so limited in his size and his abilities that he had to achieve some new level to beat the Tamagami and get the Demon Realm's Dragon Ball. I'm excited for next week's episode. Let me know what you guys think about this new transformation and the fight in general, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Dragon Ball Theory.